right as I click play, my phone goes off. So I probably should not be winging this, and I thought it was a good idea, and my hair's wet, so that's a good start. But I wanted to make this channel. Last year, well, over the last year, I was diagnosed with intracranial hypertension, and that's where your body produces too much. I have a beagle, and she's about to jump up here. But your body produces too much spinal fluid, and it causes it to create a higher pressure of spinal fluid in your brain. So it can cause all kinds of problems. My dog is now right here. Hey, Lucy. Okay, well, there's the dog. Say hi up here. Look, say hi up here. Okay. This is Lucy. She's a Beagle Basset Hound. Let's just say hi. Hi. Okay, get back. This is going great. But it creates extra, I cannot even, it creates extra pressure in your brain, which can cause you to go blind. It causes really, really, really horrible headaches. Not a headache like I could even describe. It's not funny, and she's making me laugh. It can cause a lot of different problems like that. So it's, I think, 1 in 200,000 people get it. They really don't know why. There's a lot of different possible correlations. None of it is really set in stone. It's kind of a new disease that they're still trying to research. There's so many things that are making sound. I was diagnosed last December 27th. I was literally watching TV, and I looked down at my lap, and when I looked back up, I couldn't see out of the half of my left eye. So we went to the emergency room, and they checked for blood clots and stuff like that, and couldn't see anything, and there wasn't a thought I had torn my retina, and all of that was normal. So the next day, they sent me to a ophthalmologist who found swelling behind both of my optic nerves, and he said that that can either be caused from a blood clot in your brain, a tumor, or this disease, the intracranial hypertension, which I had never heard of at that point in time. So we went back to the hospital, and they did a CT scan of my brain and were able to rule out everything else. So they said that they thought it was probably the intracranial hypertension, and that's when I started going to a neuro-ophthalmologist who did a spinal tap. In the spinal tap, they can check your opening pressure. So if your pressure, mine was really high, and then they confirm they use all those different things to confirm that you have it. There's not like a blood test they can do or a single scan or anything that can prove it. Once they realized that, they tried medicine at first, but mine had been, I guess I'd had it for a long time. I thought that they were regular migraines, and they weren't. So my vision started declining very, very rapidly in both eyes. So I had an optic nerve sheath fenestration first, 1 in each eye, separated by a week. It's where they cut through your eye, and they cut little slits in the sheath around your optic nerve to release the pressure. They did that first, and unfortunately, the vision continued to go. So they decided to put a shunt in. I got admitted. They did like an emergency round of steroids to try to get the brain pressure low enough just to be able to get the shunt in. There's 2 different kinds of shunts. Mine is a lumboperitoneal, so my main shunt piece is in my lower spine. And then there's a tube that goes around into your peritoneal sac, which is in like your stomach area. the excess fluid that my body makes goes through the shunt and drains out that tube, and then my body reabsorbs it. So all of that took place, all of those surgeries were within 4 months of each other. And then after the shunt actually, I developed a sac of fluid around my spine where they had put it in, so I had to have another surgery where they actually had to take the whole shunt out, test it, because they thought maybe there was a leak in it, and then put it back in. So all of that was still within 4 months. So it's been a rough year. I work as a police dispatcher. Obviously took a lot of time off during all of that. It's been a struggle. I love my job more than anything. It's the greatest thing I've ever done. I kind of fell into that career. It wasn't land or anything. And I had a really awesome agency that took a chance on me at the very beginning. I came in with no experience, and they trained me, and I've loved it. With everything that's been going on and being sick and everything, obviously that takes a toll on how much I can do for my job and all of that. So all of that's been really hard. I think the main reason I wanted to create this channel is because I know that there are a lot of people who struggle with any kind of, it doesn't have to be even a chronic disease. Intracranial hypertension is not curable. They do things like the shunt and the surgeries, and there's medicine that you can take if you don't have the surgeries to alleviate the symptoms. It can go into a remission where you're not constantly in pain, you're not constantly having problems, but it never really goes away. Mine has caused a lot of really bad chronic pain because of it. So that's been a struggle. Before all this happened, I was very, very athletic. I have always been a very athletic person. In the last year I've gained about 70 pounds from being stuck in the hospital, from not being able to move, from after the first shunt, so much pressure drained off my brain that my brain shifted, and it caused like a massive, massive concussion. I couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything. I was so dizzy and sick. I couldn't hear out of one of my ears. It was horrible afterwards. So obviously all of that contributes to emotional eating, gaining weight, not being able to exercise, all of that. And for a long time, I've been embarrassed. I didn't want to go out in public. I didn't want to go out with my friends because, to me, I have looked, I look in the mirror and I don't really recognize this person anymore. I got very, very, very angry about feeling like everything happened to me and I had no control over it. And I know that there are a lot of people who struggle with that, and I'm hoping that I'm in a much better place now. I think I'm finally, it's been honestly, February, what is today? February, I don't even know what day it is. February 9th. My first operation was February 3rd was the first eye, and I believe February 11th, I think, was the second eye, and then February 23rd was when they put the first shunt in. So it's been a year since all of this happened. There have been many, many ups and downs over the last year, and honestly, having my police family that I work with, having my family, having my dog, things that just have kept me fighting and have kept me going, and I'm so grateful for that. I don't know where I would be without all of that. But I wanted to make this channel to bring a whole other community into and just tell my story and bring you along on the journey to really getting back into shape. And I think sometimes it helps to hear other people have to go through things like that too. And I'm hoping that by sharing my story and my everyday, ups and downs with the disease, can help other people out there who have ups and downs of their own, no matter what it is that's causing you to have ups and downs. We all have them. So just trying to turn a very hard year and a very hard diagnosis and a very hard struggle into something positive. I don't think that any of us can ever control what happens to us, but I do fully believe that we can control what we do with what happens to us, and we can control how we react to it. So that pretty much sums it up. Just wanted to give a background. I'll try not to have wet hair and a photobombing dog next time, but it's fun. That's my life. So please subscribe. I've literally never done a YouTube anything, so it's just going to be interesting, and there'll probably be a lot of, I know people edit, and I need to figure that out because they're probably going to be interesting. I could have edited that other bit, but whatever, I won't. So please subscribe and comment and share your stories if you want to. But thanks for watching, and I will see you guys soon, or talk to you guys soon.